I wanted to, as explaining the will of faith, motivate the will of faith through looking at Elohim's love. You have to be considerate. You have to pay attention to Elohim's love, take into consideration Elohim's love.
Yes, sir.
You must esteem Elohim's love, understand the things of Elohim's love, how much he loves, and you must take his love seriously. Praise Elohim.
Yes.
The love of Elohim.
Yes, Lord.
Praise Elohim. Seeing and experiencing Elohim's love and power persuades us unto motivating our will of faith to activate. Praise Elohim. As I was saying, I started from the book of Hebrews, and I read from Hebrews chapter 11, explained the will of faith. Start out, now faith is the substance. Now faith in Elohim, explain as I read. Now faith in Elohim is the substance of things hoped for of Elohim, and is the evidence of things not seen. Both the hope we look for of Elohim and the judgment that Elohim is forewarned and told of if we don't serve and follow and obey, and etc., and etc. Even of unseen things, natural eye, angels, demons, spirits, etc., etc. I want to go to concerning judgment, concerning the Passover. As I said, I want to go to speak concerning the Passover first, since the Passover is weeks in approaching. I'm going to go to the 23rd verse and return back Elohim's will to explain more concerning the will of faith in the patriarchs. Go to the 23rd verse of the 11th chapter of Hebrews. Praise Elohim. And now, it's to be understood that when we look at or think on faith, we are to understand that it is not our mind belief of things to be falsely called faith, nor mental telepathy where men try to move things in their mind that we trust in. That's not what we do, and that's not what the Bible teaches. We ain't trying to just believe something to be with our mind and call that faith, because it ain't. That's some form of Baal, witchcraft, Baal doctrine. Nor are we trying to use mental telepathy, trying to make things move just with our mind. That's not what we ought to follow, nor is what the Bible teaches. But we ought to know that Elohim and he of his spirit causes things to respond to our will. Our will in serving, our serving him will, our will in serving him. Cause things to respond to our will. In his response to our mind and heart's reasoning, responsive reasoning of faith in him. To so expect of him. For example, Moses. Elohim at Moses at the Red Sea.
Yes, Lord.
Elohim caused the Red Sea to respond to Moses' will, etc., etc. Through the Passover and the Passover lamb. It's the means of way to freedom whereby the testament, the covenant, and the inheritance is given. You got to know this. You got to understand this. You got to see this love.
Yes, Lord.
You see the love he went through in his suffering before you can see and even to be able to sit in the seat and walk in the power of the Spirit, accredited to do what he did. No, you don't do it because you just believe, because you come to faith to believe because what he did. It's by him that we stand. It's by him we walk as children. We